G'day, Paul here from FieldInsight. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about fear of change, and it's a big problem for software automation because that's what I do. We do software automation, job management solutions, invoicing, quoting, scheduling, asset management, all those things around, complex technical job management businesses. And invariably, if you have companies who are working with paper, and you ask them to go from paper to software, there's this big fear of change. And it's not always unfounded. If you actually migrate to the wrong partner, like you actually choose the wrong software, it can be completely painful. You can do all the work and not get the return on it. So that's what people are nearly always worried about. I do all this work and I don't get a return on it. You don't normally go backwards, but sometimes you do. But sometimes it's just difficult and you don't really go forwards much, so you're not really appreciating it. And then sometimes you go through the change and things are much, much better. And then literally you get more time to yourself, you make more money, your business is more profitable, you have an asset you can sell now because you've got systems in place. So there's huge benefits in software automation and getting your processes mapped out. But the fear of change holds us back, and there's this really classic change curve which sort of goes like this. So I start off down here. I start off here, and I want to get up here, but to do it, I actually go along and I go down a little bit. And that's sort of this little bit of change chaos, and then I get up, and then I've got a new plateau, and then sort of things get better. And that chaos area is hard, but there's a couple of ways to make that a lot easier. So the first thing is to start with what you're currently doing and map that out on paper. So it's sort of paper or software. So we map out your process so we can see what you're currently doing. And then you say, hey, look, there might be opportunities in here to remove some duplication, add an extra check, put a bit of automation in, share information instantly so we're not waiting on paper. And then we map that to software automation. So it's much less scary if you can actually see the process being done, and you can see, all right, there's all these things we have to do. Let's chunk off these things and let's get these things done first, and then let's do those things. So that the other part of it is we do it in incremental bites. So not to get too technical, but there's incremental, where maybe there's a pie, and incrementally I'm going to eat a quarter of the pie each time, and 4 quarters I've eaten my pie, num num num, I'm all good. And then there's iterative. So we incrementally roll out the functionality until we've got all the functionality there, and then we iterate over. So we might say scheduling we roll out first, and then we might do getting information from the fields, photos, job notes, that sort of stuff. Then we might do inventory management, invoicing, then maybe inventory management, purchase orders, asset management, whatever. We sort of chunk out the chunks and then we implement them step by step. And then there's iterative. So that's different from incremental. Incremental is bite-sized chunks, and iterative is I'm saying, all right, I've got a pretty good scheduling process now, but can we make it better? Can I improve the communication with the customer? Can I set up a customer portal so my customer can log in and see the status of all their jobs? Can I automatically send emails and SMSs out to my team so my team are immediately updated if there's a change they need to know about? So that's iterative. So get a basic skeleton in place and then iterate over it to flesh it out to get to where you ultimately want to get to. And that iteration doesn't end, but you can certainly get to a stable point. Anyway, that's a little bit about the fear of change, incremental and iterative rollout of software automation. Lovely to talk to you all. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. If you like this, click like. If you don't like this, go have a beer. It's Friday afternoon.